Good afternoon, everyone. Today look that out from yesterday. We are going to make Amish white bread and some pork chops. I probably would go ahead and make some rice and some green beans to go along with the pork chops. That way I don't have to do supper later on tonight. But we'll see. So, first thing I'm going to do is pull out my little recipe book.
I turned it down for you.
Oh, Daniel. Daniel.
Yeah.
You would like to come here, please.
Fine.
And that was really close to my recipe book. Okay, let's find my recipe.
Little, really. You have to go on timeout. You won't get a spanking, but you have to go on timeout. Right till 12 recipe book. I wasn't going to put you on timeout, but, well, that's too disrespectful to the recipe book.
Okay. This is called Amish white bread. It's about 20 minutes of prep time. Cooks about in 40 minutes, and it's ready in about 2 hours and 30 minutes.
And we got to refurbish this, and you spare on it.
Okay, with this, when you cover it to let it rise, you let it rise for about an hour, which is why I'm doing this recipe, the bread now, because I can do my pork chops and my rice and all this other stuff while this is rising. And then we can bake this toward the end, and that way y'all can see what's going on, what it looks like in the end. Okay, so I'm going to set this back here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get one of my mixing bowls. Well, I'm going to get my medium mixing bowl. This makes 2 loaves, but it doesn't look like it's a lot to it. So, first thing we're going to do is 2 cups of warm water. Right there in that cage. Okay, 2 cups of warm water. So I'm going to go over here and get one of my cups. Move, George, please. We're going to let this heat up. As hot as it'll go. Well, I guess, since that's hot, I might as well see what the first direction is. In a large bowl, dissolve the sugar in warm water and stir in the yeast. Okay, so, and you allow this, allow to proof until yeast resembles a creamy foam. So, that's why the first thing says the 2 cups of water. Okay, so water. Here's one. You did it. You did it. Don't complain to me. You did the wrong, not me. Now it says 2/3 cups of white sugar. I'm not sure. I don't have a 2/3 cup. I don't believe. All my cups are over there. I know I don't have it over there. So let me see about these plastics. Let's see if I got it here. 3/4, 1/4. No, I don't even have it here. So I'm just gonna guess on that. 2/3 cup. So I'm gonna get my half cup. I'm gonna get my half cup here. And I'm guessing a 2/3 will be roughly right around, let's see if I can, there, I guess. I mean, I'm not really sure. George, you cannot climb on me right now, hon. So we're just going to guess here. So I wound up doing about a half of a cup of a half of the half cup. Well, you know what I mean. 1.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. That one I can do. Okay. 1 teaspoon and a half teaspoon. These two. So it's, and here's my yeast. It was just cheap come from Walmart. So we're gonna start with the first one. There's one. Now the reason why you're doing this first is because the yeast is alive. Don't ask me why. But it is, and it's got to the water just makes it activate. That's the only explanation I have. So we're just gonna let this go for a minute. I'm gonna stir this. Okay. Okay, right now we're just waiting on my yeast. We gotta wait for it to turn into a creamy foam. Then it says mix salt and oil into the yeast. Let's see, oil. Oh, okay. 1/4 cup of oil. Hang on a minute, everyone. Hello. I thought I had fixed all that. Yes, he had an accident in there. Fourth cup of vegetable oil. I don't have vegetable oil. I have shortening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cup I had the water in. I'm going to take my all vegetable shortening, get a fourth of a cup of that, put it in here, and I'm going to pop it in the microwave. So when it comes time to putting it in my yeast, I can just do it that way. That's about the only way I can do that. So it says a fourth of a cup. That is a lot of oil. Okay. Stop doing wrong. And you could move, you know. You don't have to sit in it. He's going to need to be wiped off when he finally gets out.
You've been wetting them off after.
My son's in there having a blast on something. We're starting to get somewhere on that yeast. I'm going to start this on 35 seconds. And let's just see. How much salt am I supposed to use? 1.5 teaspoons. Okay. Now, when since it says combine the two, I guess I'm just going to combine salt and the oil and just do it that way. No, I think we'll just wait. Put this in the sink. No, I guess I'll go ahead and wash this while I'm waiting on the yeast to get done. My ring off because I don't want to get dirty. Okay. Oh, now you decide to move. We're getting there on my yeast. How many? Okay. After you get the salt and the vegetable oil inside your yeast, it takes 6 cups of bread flour. All you got to do is take a wipe on that tail. No, we ain't touching that. Bless you, dearest. Okay. Takes time, don't it? Okay. While I'm just killing time, I'll go ahead and get my rice down. That does take the longest. I'm going to cook that low and slow. And I'm going to take me yet another spoon. And no. One. I'm going to combine the two. That's just regular white rice. This is my brown rice. Brown rice is a lot more healthy for you. That would be more of this. So we got that and a half. So all in all, we'll wind up with about 3 cups of rice. So stick that back up there. And like I said, I'm just gonna cook that really, really low while I'm waiting on my. It's starting to turn into a nice foam. So we're doing good. Like I said, I am not in any kind of hurry on this rice. So I'm just gonna cut it down to about a a medium. Get me some salt in here. Just because it does need it. Salt is, rice like potatoes and noodles have no taste to them at all. Don't know why, but they don't. So you gotta salt those. It looks like you're salting too much, but you're not really. And again, I don't have any butter, so I'm gonna take a nice little dollop of shortening here. I think I can continue with my bread. Looks like a nice, beautiful little foam. That's kind of went on top. So in goes the oil. Okay, let's put this over here. Grab the salt. Get it again. Said 1.5 teaspoons. So let's take the 1 teaspoon and go 1. Now for the half, let's do 2. And let's mix this up. Take that and this, go over here, there, and here, and grab this. Okay. Now, wouldn't hurt to wash this off real quick. And dry it off because I got a towel right behind you guys. And start with my flour. Okay, calls for 6 cups of bread flour. I'm using all-purpose, which means I've got to add the baking powder to mine. I'm not really sure how much, so I probably will just skip that step. I've not really noticed that before. Flat into that and just go off the top, and we got 1, 1, 2, okay, Better stop counting, or else y'all will lose count on what I'm doing. Two. One. Okay, so now I got 2 cups of flour in here. Time to start adding flour to this, my container here. Three. Okay, I'm going to stop there and start stirring this. I'm going to use my whisk. And all I got is 3 more, and I am going to have to add the other flour to it. Oh, well, it would help if I would move this where y'all can see somewhat of what I'm doing. I'm sure they said something. Hey, I can't see. I'm about to do that. Okay. Okay, that got that balanced. Somewhat. Okay. Fumble bridges. Cross your fingers, everyone. 1. I may have to start using a little cornbread in with this. I'm not sure how that one's going to turn out. Been making a lot of stuff with flour lately, so I'm down to the bare minimum. Like literally, I am running low on 90% of everything. So I might as well go ahead and knock this in here because that's it on my flour. Scrape as much as I can. There's the scoop I've been using. So I am going to have to use my cornmeal. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out, but, well, push come to shove, you got to do what you got to do, especially when you're short on cash and you're trying to take care of your family. Who knows? I may come up with a new bread. So let's get this one stirred in. Okay. Go ahead and get my cornmeal out here. Like I said, I didn't want to do that, but I don't have a choice. We're out of bread. We need something to eat. So you do what you gotta do. Okay, so I've got all I needed was like 2 more cups. So there's my one. Now this is supposed to make a good bit of bread. Like I said, it's supposed to make 2 loaves, and 2 loaves really will last us for a very long time. Because we're not really bread eaters. We've had to be right now because we're out of everything. I mean, I try to cook as fresh as possible for my family, and I've not really been able to do so lately because, well, certain circumstances has made things just a little hard for us right now. Not that it was any of our fault, but um, well, we are having to live with the consequences. That's where I keep telling y'all faith. I keep talking about faith. That's just where faith plays a major role because if you have faith that you're going to be able to pull through and whatever's coming, that you're going to wind up better in the long run, then nothing can really stand in your way. And with that, I have learned from experience that whatever we need, it just magically appears. And no, that is not magic, that is God. God takes care of us even when it seems like all hope is lost and we can't do it. And society has got us beat, and right now it almost feels that way. But with faith, I know for a fact that we are going to wind up better in the long run. We just have to hang in there for just a little bit longer. So I'm going to stir this in. And I don't know why, but I have to hold my bowl. Okay, it says knead dough into on a lightly floured surface until smooth, and then place in a well-oiled um, bowl and turn dough to coat. Cover with a damp cloth and allow to rise until doubled in bulk for about an hour. So I'm gonna get rid of this. You know what? I think with cornbread, I probably do need to add to this. So I'm just gonna eyeball this one. I don't think I have near enough. Okay, now it's starting to look like it's supposed to. Stir my rice. It's starting to puff up already. Okay, so I'm gonna tap the side of this again, get that out. You would think it's just an attachment to my blender, which I don't use much. I love the whisk though. Use the whisk all the time. I will keep the spoon. Take these two and come over here. Set this out of the way. Move my phone out of the way as well. And now we got to flour this, but in our case, cornmeal this. And we'll set this out of the way. Okay, this is one thing I've actually learned. A lot of times, if you don't have something and you just kind of improvise with something else, which is what I've done here, um, you can actually create certain things that are different. Uh-uh. Um, yeah, I done lost my train of thought. That ever happened to anybody besides me? Okay, so we're gonna get this floured on top, so I can work with it a little bit. We're gonna start kneading. This is going to be very interesting. Turn out very interesting. Until I need some more cornmeal on this because it's staying on the bottom on one side and not going on the top, which is why with a spoon. So I'm going to wrap my hand around here so I don't get this messed up. Go over the top of this, so real good. And hopefully we can fix this problem. Go on the side here. Sit this down. Okay, now it's starting to do what I want. Sort of. At least we come in together. Okay, I'm going to end this right now because this bread is going to take a little bit it's going to take about an hour to rise. So, let me get my hands clean. I will come back in about maybe an hour or two, hour and a half to finish this. And we'll see what we created. Okay, so give me a minute, everyone, and I will come right back to you. Okay, so y'all, like I said, I'll be back in about an hour, hour and a half, something like that. And until then, God bless and have a nice day.